What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so the defending NBA champion, the Oklahoma City Thunder, blew out the blew out the New Orleans Pelicans to play the Washington Wizards the day before. That's the game where they pulled away at the end. Last night, they played the Pelicans, who are awful. And if this continues, Zion Williamson probably will be moved by the All-Star break at this point, man. They're awful. But anyway, they won the Thunder over the Pelicans 137-106. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scored, I believe, was about 30 points in the first three quarters of that game. He didn't even play in the fourth because it was a non-competitive game by then. He was a perfect 13 of 13 at the line. The so-called free throw merchant does it again. And the Thunder are now 7-0 on the season. And Shai feels that the Thunder are an even better team than they were last year. So I guess when they get Williams back, they'll be exceptionally better than they were last year, right? Matter of fact, over the past two seasons now, the Thunder are 75-14. 75-14, all right? Shai tied an NBA record, too, by the way. This was the 79th consecutive game, last night was. The 79th consecutive game that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has scored at least 20 points. That ties him with Oscar Robertson for the second longest streak in NBA history of 20 points or more in a game consecutively. The record held by Wilt Chamberlain. I think Wilt had two different streaks of 20 points or more. I think he has one where he scored 90, I think it was 20 points or more, 92 consecutive games, and the record is 126. So Shai is quite a bit of ways from Wilt's record. But, I mean, when you look at the fact that he has done something that Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and Allen Iverson and Rick Barry and Elgin Baylor and Jerry West, LeBron James, none of those guys were ever able to do. That was, that's very, very impressive. This is also the third game this season that Shai has reached the 30-point mark by the third quarter without playing the fourth quarter. So, he's having a tremendous season. So far this season, he's averaging 33.6 points, about 5 rebounds, and 5.9 assists. And right now, scoring-wise, he's outpacing his MVP season from a year ago. He's shooting 52.6% from the floor, which would be, I believe, a career high for him if he keeps that pace up, that efficiency up. He's struggling a bit from outside. He launches about 6 threes a game, but he's shooting about 26.8% from three-point range. So he's struggling from outside. He's shooting just a bit under 90% from the line this season, 89.6%. He's taking about 9.6 free throws a game. But once again, he's not leading the NBA in free throw attempts per game. So even though people love to call him a free throw merchant, he still has yet to lead the NBA in free throw attempts per game. What it really is that, as I said time and time again, Shai is remarkably good at initiating contact or creating contact sufficient to getting calls to be able to get to the foul line. He's good at that, and when you're good at getting to the foul line and you connect on a 90% efficiency rating as opposed to, say, a 60 or 50% completion percentage at the line, then you're dangerous. So then they're going to make something that you're great at bad. So that's where you hear the free throw merchant bullshit. But at the end of the day, Shai is one of the greats. He's going to end up being one of the great scorers in the history of this league, I think. Barring injury, he's going to be one of the great scorers. I know it's not like such a huge stretch, but I wouldn't be surprised if Shai wins another scoring title this year. I know that Luka Doncic is doing something phenomenal. I know his scoring average is going to drop a little bit now because of the 29-point game. But Shai is a guy that he's already dropped 55 points this season, and I don't think that's going to end up being his season high. I wouldn't be surprised if Shai has a 60-point or maybe even two 60-point games in him this year. The way that scoring is amplified this year with the free throws these guys get, the way these guys shoot the basketball from outside, and the lack of, let's be honest, the lack of physical defense. We're going to see a lot of 50-point games this year. We've already seen 4, at least to my count. We've already seen 4. And the season is only 2 weeks old. So, you know, it's gonna be a real roller coaster of a season when it comes to statistical achievements and accomplishments, I think. But more importantly, more so than Shai's individual output, this is gonna be a test for the Thunder, because we have not had a repeat champion since the 2018 Warriors. And, we're in a period of great parity. There's a lot of great individual teams, and that's a good thing at times. But the Thunder would truly separate themselves if they're able to win a consecutive championship. If they win a consecutive championship, then that would definitely put Shai, to me then, no question, you have to put Shai as the best player in the NBA. I don't care about Jokic's stats. Even at that point, I don't care about even Giannis's dominance. If Shai and the Thunder can win a consecutive NBA championship, that solidifies him as the best player in the league. Because it's about winning. And that's what it needs to be about, not statistical accomplishments. It should be about winning, especially if you have a team requisite to win. Or at least a team requisite to increase your chances of winning. But anyway, that's what I got to say about it. What you guys think?